Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to this reading. So this reading is on the energy of February. So what we can expect for the month of February. Happy February 1st to everyone. That's when I'm recording this video. I'm not sure when it's going to be uploaded. Also, happy full Leo snow moon. So we have a full moon in Leo on February 1st, and it's actually our snow moon. So, really exciting. This is already bringing some big energies to our 2026 year. And yeah, let's just get into it. So, I've got a bunch of decks off to the side. I honestly could decide what I want to use. So, we are just going to go with it as we go. I'm going to do today's monthly energy forecast a little bit different. So we're going to use a little bit of a different spread than we have been. And let's just see how it goes. I haven't really been loving the spread I've been using for this. I feel like the readings are going a little bit long and it's lots of cards. So I want to just see if we can switch it up a little bit. So already we've got the forest when I cut the deck. This looks like a green emerald to me. That's so funny because I've been wearing my emerald a lot lately. And I was just drawn to this dark green color for my nails today. Emerald is the color. Of course, it brings up like the heart, right? It's the color of the heart chakra, and it does give us a lot of heart healing. Green to me is just a very healing color because it's like the color of Mother Nature. Emeralds are a very powerful stone. They're a very magical stone. I don't know if you've ever heard of the emerald tablets. But again, like I said, to me, it's just very a heart healing stone. I have a crystal deck. Now I'm actually really intrigued to see what my crystal deck says about emerald. So here we have emerald. It's the stone of truth. Yeah, popular healing stone. It's good for recalling past lives. And then it says in Egypt, Thoth, or the god of wisdom, dictated the secrets of alchemy and magic to Hermes, who wrote them on a tablet made of emerald, the emerald tablets I was talking about. Legend states that the wearer of emerald is able to foresee the future when the stone was placed under the tongue. It was believed to reveal truths and protect against evil spells and black magic. Legend also states that emerald was one of the 4 precious stones given to the King Solomon by God, giving him power over all creation. So like I said, very powerful stone. It's a stone of Taurus. Okay. Yeah, connected with Earth and Venus. I know in the astrology, there's something going on with Venus, so look it up. I was really thinking Leo too, but of course, like I said, we have a full moon in Leo. I have a Leo sun sign and I feel very drawn to emerald. It says it's connected to the heart chakra and to Thoth and Isis. So yeah, I feel like emerald might be important for us in February. And then just, in February, you think of Valentine's Day. I do think of Venus energy and of heart energy. So I think that's a really beautiful stone to work with this month. And as far as the forest, right away when I saw this card, I heard like saying it's something like you can't see the forest for the trees. I do feel like because we are closing out of the snake year and coming into the fire horse year with the Chinese zodiac. So that starts February 17th. If you're looking at the Chinese zodiac or Chinese astrology, we're entering into this fire horse year. So this is a time for releasing patterns. So a lot of us might be currently feeling this transition of energy, and it might feel kind of like you're in the forest and you can't see the forest for the trees. Like you're kind of just seeing all this darkness. So I'm feeling it's a very good time to connect to our hearts and to open our heart chakra, maybe cleanse the area, really give compassion to others, give compassion to yourself. And just to realize some of us might be doing shadow work. So we might be kind of in the darkness, or you might be surrounded with uncertainty. You might not be able to see the forest for the trees, if I'm saying that right. So it might not all make sense. We might be feeling a little bit in the dark. We might be in contact with our shadow because we're being asked to release some patterns that have held us back in the past or just aren't serving us before we enter into this new fire horse year that begins February 17th. And we are coming into eclipse season. So it's like whatever you can go ahead and release now it's really going to empower you for this year that we're coming into energetically. It's just going to lighten your load. It's going to make the journey easier is what I'm hearing. So I love that. Anything else for the energy of February? What is the energy of February going to look like? Oh, that's so crazy. The Father. I was listening to, she's not a tarot reader. She actually doesn't use tarot, but she's spoken about tarot before. I know she likes tarot and enjoys readers, but she's just a channeler. And she spoke about the Father being a really big archetype this month in February. And there he is. He just appeared. So yeah, I do think there's something to it. She could be right. I think it is going to be a month of embracing this archetype, whatever that means for you. Your own relationship with your Father, your own relationship with the Father, as in God the Father in heaven. Again, this archetype can come in many different ways. It could come in the physical realm with your own relationship with your earthly father. It could also be your own relationship with the Father archetype within you, like your relationship to authority, your relationship to your own masculinity. And it can also be your relationship with God the Father. So let's just keep that out because I find that really interesting. What else? Energy of February 2026. The mountain. So wild. Look at all the nature imagery here. I mean, I already talked about green being a color of nature, but we got the mountain, the Father that has a tree on it. It looks like a Christmas tree to me. The same kind of trees here. What kind of tree is that? Anyway, or put it in the comments. Is it like an evergreen or anyway, Christmas tree is what I'm calling it. The mountain. So definitely some challenges in February. Definitely some things for us to climb and surmount. I think gaining a higher perspective is definitely a message this month. And that's kind of the same message we saw with the forest, right? It's like not getting lost in the thick of it, but really rising above and seeing the higher perspective. Again, I think getting really in touch with our own heart space. This to me looks like it's kind of in the heart of the mountain and like our own inner realm. It's like really getting in touch with your own inner fire, because I'm seeing fire. And just, it's like high priestess energy to me, like getting in touch with your subconscious, with the ways that your psyche is trying to speak to you. All this nature imagery is also making me think of myths and stories like told around a campfire, like those really old ancient stories that have been passed down multitudes of generations on and on. Like when we think of Aesop's fables and Greek mythology, and I'm talking about like even before all of that, like really old stories that have just been carried on through time. There's something about really getting in touch with these archetypes that are deeply embedded within our psyche. And that all has to do with clearing patterns, realizing what's driving you, what's motivating you, what's animating the you, what's behind the you identify with, right? Any other cards for February? Any other card for February? The unseen. I love that. That's totally high priestess vibes. She's like the gatekeeper to the underworld or to the unseen, to the unconscious. So this all is just so in line with what I was saying. This is somehow February is a month for us to get in touch with the unseen forces that are driving our behavior, the unseen forces that are even coming to our assistance this month. That same channeler I spoke of, she said something about February being like an anti or unsynchronistic month. And I was like, oh, I don't really like that. But I feel like there are going to be a lot of unforeseen energies coming to our aid this month. And even if you don't recognize them, they are there, right? The synchronicities are there. You just might not notice them. So I think it's a really good month to get in touch with yourself, to get in touch with nature, obviously, and to really discover unseen energies at play in your life, not only to help unravel patterns that are unconsciously driving forces within your life, but to also just to feel more connected, to feel more connected to your own inner power as the Father, to feel more connected to God or Source or God the Father, and to feel more connected to each other and to nature and just to this whole existence. There's something like very pagan in this energy, like this whole idea of having reverence for nature and also the spiritual journey and our earthly journey. And then again with the emerald, the stone of truth, there's some kind of inner truth to be discovered that can be found within, in the unseen, inside of us and also outside of us, within nature, because everything is within and without, right? As above, so below. We are our own microcosm of the big macrocosmic universe. So overall, this looks like a really colorful, magical month to me. Let's go ahead and get more information of the challenges and the blessings that we can see in February. I do see some romance for a lot of us. And I mean, not only like romantic love, right? But I just feel like romanticizing, maybe about the future or about your dreams. I know Neptune just left Pisces and entered Aries, and that was like a big astrological transition for us. And I feel like a lot of that can be, and at least for me specifically, it feels it is turning your dreams into reality, because Neptune is the planet connected to our dreams, and Pisces is like the dreamer or the poet. Aries is the sign of action. It's very fiery. He's like the initiator. So it's almost like whatever you've been dreaming, because it takes Neptune 14 years to change signs in the zodiac. So we're leaving a 14-year cycle of Neptune and Pisces, and we've just entered into Neptune and Aries, right? So this whole new 14-year cycle. And so this is like whatever you've been dreaming about for yourself. And that's what the Lovers and the Poet both really remind me of. It's like romanticizing about your life. Now is your opportunity to put those dreams into action, because Neptune has entered Aries. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. These three just kind of fell out after I was shuffling and we got the Unseen card. So what I'm seeing is like this sword is the sword of discernment, and like for us, knowing when to take action, like a like lightning bolt, like knowing when to strike. And it's like holding on to that genuine heart energy of the emerald and keeping those dreams alive within you. I'm really seeing this eye too. She looks like she has an emerald in her eye, like it's a green eye. So it's like holding on to that romantic vision you have. But using discernment, knowing what opportunities to take advantage of and knowing when to strike, knowing when to act. I think that's going to be important for February. Yeah, we got the sustainer at the bottom of the deck. This is all about the sustainer maintains. It's like keeps the vision going, keeps the dream going. It's like you keep taking those small steps toward it to sustain it. I can't decide which deck I want to use, so let's just cut it real quick. I'm kind of leaning towards this deck. 7 of Wands. Oh my God, they're both 7 of Wands. This one's in reverse. This one's upright. That's so crazy. I don't know. We might use both. That's so funny. That's the exact same card. That's wild. Yeah, for a lot of us, I think this is about defending your dreams. 7 of Wands is typically a card once a person has gone through all the way to number 7 in the wand suit. It's like you've gained some things for yourself. Usually in this card, they've attained some land. And then they've realized, okay, now I have something that people can covet, people can want, and they could take it from me. They could be jealous of me or okay, so you know how right now, you may or may not know, the energies right now astrologically are the same as they were when we were going through the Civil War, which is wild, right? But consciousness has evolved and changed so much since we were in the Civil War. So this is playing out a little bit differently, but it's so funny how I see that energy. It's right. It's like that energy of, it's the energy of the sustainer. It's like having to fight off obstacles or forces outside of yourself that wish to take from you. It's like people who still might be in like a lack consciousness where they feel like because we just came out of Six of Wands. If we're looking at the wand suits, Six of Wands comes before Seven of Wands. Six of Wands is some level of success and recognition. And once you've come into success and you've been recognized, some people living in a lower vibration tend to get jealous. They want what you have. We can easily see that in the world of social media. So many people wanting to like toot their own horns and put their success out there, but it can make people jealous. It can harbor energy of competition and just like seeing what someone else has and then wanting it. So I'm just, again, with the Seven of Wands energy, I'm feeling it's like this sustainer energy. It's like if you really want something, first of all, make sure it's what you really want, right? That you're not just romanticizing whatever that maybe something that someone else has and you think you want it. Make sure it's in alignment with you and what your heart really desires. And if it is, you're going to have to fight for it. And you're going to be challenged because if it's something really true to your heart, if it's something that you do really want, then you're going to want to fight for it. It's like not going to be a question. The wands are the most spiritual suit in the tarot. They symbolize our dreams, achievement, our passions, our desires. It's like this fiery energy. And someone else I follow on YouTube, she works with angels and she helps you connect with your own angels. But I love this quote that she said. Her name is Sarah Hall, and she said, "Passion is the presence of God recognized." So that's just really what I'm feeling here with the Seven of Wands. I feel like a lot of us are really stepping into some higher timelines for ourselves. We're really realizing where our true passions lie, like our spiritual passions, like our missions and our purpose for incarnating here on this earth. And the mountains and the Seven of Wands just signify those tests that might be thrown at us to help us realize how important these passions are to us and to help us realize how fighting for them is really important. Guys, let's get some cards for the obstacles or the challenges for February. So the obstacles or challenges for February, definitely believing in yourself is one. We got the Star reverse. Also connecting to source, to God, to your angels, your guides, your whatever is a higher power for you, to the divine, maybe connecting to nature for some people. Yeah, because it looks like with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, there's gonna be a lot of forces beyond our control at play in February, like on the grand stage or even within our own lives. And it's like the wheel's gonna turn. Some changes might be happening. And especially with the Wheel of Fortune coming up in reverse, it might not be what we expected and it might not seem very lucky at on surface level, like at in its appearance of however this manifests. But the message with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's just that the wheel always turns. It's like if you're down on your luck, the wheel is going to turn, karma is going to step in and rebalance things for you, and then you're going to be up again. So even if some changes do happen in February that don't seem favorable to us or they seem more like mountains, just know that it's all for a purpose, even if you can't see that purpose right now. Even if you can't understand it. All right, so more about the obstacles. What's the obstacles? What's the mountains? The obstacles. Okay, the Empress. This is a collective reading. So this is more general messages for us as a collective right now. And I do see this as a message of connecting to nature is really important. Especially because we got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom, and she's the queen of the physical realm. She's like the queen of earth. And so is the Empress. She is the divine mother creatrix. She's what brings things into form. So big energies here of connecting with the earth, with all, especially that nature imagery we saw earlier in the cards of loving Mother Earth, loving yourself, loving your body, loving your experience of life. The Empress is very sensual. She takes pleasure in all the things, in all the senses, the taste, smell, seeing, hearing, like everything, like feeling, right? Just really embodying beauty and just love of life. That's the Empress. And the Queen of Pentacles, she knows how to best do it in a practical way where she manifests the life she wants. So there's something here about honoring our life and our existence on earth and the natural world we're embedded in. And because this is the queen, she dictates the inner realms. The kings are more the external, exterior, outer realms. And then we also have the Empress. This is big feminine energy. There is something here too, especially with the High Priestess messages I was getting earlier, something too about nurturing, cultivating, loving your own inner world, your own divine feminine energy. This could be like rewiring mental or behavioral patterns that you have or emotional patterns. The challenges are somehow they have to do with nurturing things within your physical existence, within your own inner world, and then within creating like the life you want around you, creating beauty around you. The Empress creates beauty and everything she touches. It might feel like in February we are having maybe a more difficult time in manifesting or in seeing like our creations come to life. I just think the main message here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress and the Empress is to just continue to nurture our dreams, continue to nurture them, to help them grow. Can we get an oracle card for the obstacles? Oracle card for the obstacles. Yeah, that's exactly it. Energy follows intention. So the obstacle in February is going to be nurturing those things that we want to grow, nurturing ourselves and our bodies, because that's the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. And then I just really think it is nurturing your dreams. Oh my God, do you see the brain here? I've never seen that in this card. Yeah, again, with those thought patterns, nurturing the thought patterns that you want to keep with you as we move into another year energetically and releasing those thought patterns. I'm thinking of neuroplasticity and like rewiring your brain and creating new grooves and new thought patterns, new electrical currents firing. It's like creating again the inner realm, the inner world that you want to live in, which can be like releasing the inner critic, telling the ego when it needs to take a back seat, clearing your thoughts, releasing fears, releasing unconscious patterns, and then being mindful of where you put your energy. How much social media are you consuming? Is that negatively affecting your thoughts? Is that negatively affecting your energy? Is it exhausting you? And what are you giving your energy to? Are you consciously trying to make something grow? Or are you unconsciously making something grow that you don't want to grow? Are you growing roses or are you growing weeds? Okay, I was just going to ask for the blessings, and the Page of Cups fell out with the Chariot in reverse. So February does bring a new beginning for a lot of us. The Page of Cups is the dreamer. It's typically a very artistic card. So this is a beautiful new beginning. It's full of lots of beauty. For some of us, this could mean a baby coming on the way. So if you're trying for that could mean that you get pregnant. Especially with this is the Cancer card. This is a lot of water energy, a lot of divine feminine energy in the month of February, which is, it's really getting in touch with our passions, in touch with our dreams. And then the Chariot, which is the seventh card, we saw a 7 earlier. 7s are always about challenges. The Chariot upright is about movement, but the Chariot in reverse can symbolize some obstacles or some delays. But that came up in the blessing part of this reading. So again, it's like I said before, just know like if you come up into any obstacles, any bumps in the road, anything not manifesting as quickly as you would like it to, no, it's for a reason that benefits you. You're not going to understand it. It's not going to make sense. Strength card when I cut the deck. But it's making you stronger. It's making you more compassionate. It's somehow offering you growth and it's that heart energy. The emerald, I'm seeing the green in the cake. It's expanding our hearts this month in some way that's really beautiful. That's opening us up for something larger beyond our perspective. It's beyond our perception. It's not seeing the forest for the trees. So can we get a clarity card for Page of Cups, Chariot, and Spring? I see that you are here and I am glad. Yeah, so I think this is just about respecting the mystery. Like I said, knowing that we are being divinely assisted and divinely guided in February, and your prayers are being heard and they are being answered. Your guides see you, your angels see you. It's a message just to keep going and to have faith and just to know that there are things, unforeseen things, the unseen. There's things beyond our human perception that are playing out right now. We don't have to understand it or figure it out. Just know they're there. All right, let's use the other deck. So overall, February to me looks like a really magical month. Like I said, lots of divine feminine energy. I did want to get us a divine feminine card to help guide us this month. What divine feminine energy can we work with this month? Divine feminine energy to work with in February. So this is a goddess energy to work with in February. And I think I'm going to clean these up, guys, to make some room. Put those up here. So a divine feminine energy to work with in February. Saint Brigid. Can you guys see this? It says, Our Lady of Exalted Light, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this is really like emeralds are abundant energy. They're a very abundant stone. So this is really stepping into the energy of abundance. I give endlessly because the light is without end. It's like not needing to take light from someone else, like power struggles. It's like knowing light, it's endless. It's expansive and it's everywhere, right? It's endless. There's endless energy. There's abundant energy in the universe for us to draw upon. We don't need to take it from anyone else, which was that 7 of Wands we saw earlier, like having to take from someone else. So this is all about knowing you don't need to take from anyone else. There's endless abundant energy to go around. So if you know you're tapping into this like endless abundance, this endless reservoir of energy, you can always give endlessly. And then knowing that your soul is all you need, that endless abundant energy is within you. It's within your soul. It's within your divine spark. Oh my God, that's so crazy. So at the bottom of the deck was Brigid. And look at all the green. The goddess of the eternal flame. That's just what I said, like that divine spark. I am an eternal flame. Each day my light grows brighter. That is so beautiful. I'm not sure, but I think Embolic is coming up here soon. And I believe that's when Brigid is celebrated because it's the coming of spring. Yeah, my astrological calendar says February 2nd. I don't know. That looks right to me. So this is definitely a time to celebrate Brigid and Saint Brigid, which I find so beautiful. They're going to help us with this energy of February. So let's get some more cards just on the week by week of February. I love that when I cut the deck, I see the Lovers because it's that divine masculine energy we saw with the Father. And then all of that divine feminine energy that kept coming up when we were pulling cards. It's like having them really balance out and we're really feeling that unity. Unity within. This is like balance and alignment and attunement within. And then the connection with everything outside of us, like that connection to nature we saw. Let's do a card for each week and then an advice card for each week. So for the first week of February, okay. Second week of February, third week of February, the Swords cards, fourth week of February. Okay. Now let's get some advice cards. Oh my God, the Empress at the bottom. This is so beautiful. I love the Empress card. She's really a message of our creative power as a collective. I'll just put it right there for now. All right. Advice for the first week, advice for the first week, advice for the second week, advice for the third week, and then it's for the fourth week. Oh my God, that's insane. And the Queen of Pentacles was behind her. And the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles again. That's so cool. All right, I'll put them up there. All right, lots of swords cards, one pentacle card. I really think the first week of February is just undoing those patterns like I spoke of. It's like we're releasing a lot of old karmic cycles, a lot of potentially mental patterns, because swords are of the mind, that have been holding us back. We're maybe releasing a lot of fear collectively, a lot of anxiety. Nine of Swords is all about like those thoughts that keep you up at night, that cause you inner turmoil. And I heard dis-ease or disease. I mean, it could be contributing to health problems, right? Whatever this is, I just feel like the first week is those mental things that could be weighing on us or causing us imbalance, those coming up so we can clear them. Nines are all about ending cycles. So we're ending something, like I said, could be mental patterns, but it's some sort of negative pattern that it's closing out a cycle and it's clearing, and we're just being asked to have grace, to give ourselves grace, to ask the divine for grace, especially in those moments where it's difficult, when you feel like you're in the forest. But we got messages too of other advice for that. It's to seek the higher perspective. It's to feel your connection to everything. The Empress and the Queen of Pentacles are also medicine for when you have those moments where you're either ruminating or you're just looping old mental patterns. Maybe you are someone who identifies with recursive identity or recursive thought patterns. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But really, this is just a message to get into your body, some somatic work, like releasing your thoughts, not letting your thoughts, like your mind, run the show, knowing you are not your mind. Remember, you are a soul. All you need is your soul. So it's like releasing the mental grip that your thoughts have over you and really tapping into the body and to your senses. That's going to really help you. It's like when you are having ruminating thoughts, it's like tuning into your heart and ask yourself what you're feeling the ground beneath you, touching something, opening your eyes and focusing on something, seeing it, speaking it out. All these things are going to help us feel more balanced and more grounded in the first week. And then the second week, it seems like we are becoming a little bit more grounded because we have the Ace of Pentacles here. And there's going to be some sort of opportunity for us in the physical. That the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, and Pentacles are all about the material realm. We got Harmony in reverse for the advice. So I think this is really just about listening to your body and the messages it's giving you, because your body is always speaking to you. It's always sending you signals of like, no, this isn't right. Yes, this is right. We just have to pay attention and be present. Ace of Pentacles is definitely a message to be present and to be focused. And I think it's saying the second week is all about alignment for us. It's recognizing what brings us into harmony, what brings us into alignment and an inner alignment, because harmony came up in reverse. And it's like recognizing the opportunities and the new beginnings that present themselves for us. The third week is beautiful because we're really releasing those patterns that really plagued us in the first week, because Eight of Swords is in reverse. And then we got gentleness in reverse for the advice. So this is just realizing we're releasing patterns and we're coming into, this is like a paradigm shift for us as a collective. So it's uncomfortable and it's going to require some gentleness within our own selves because it came up in reverse. So gentleness towards the self as we navigate change and we cross a threshold. February is like a threshold moment. And then we got the Knight of Swords in reverse for the last week of February and change in reverse. Knights are all about movement. The Knight of Swords is typically a very focused card. So this could be saying a number of different things. It could be that we're facing some change. It could be like, again, that internal change, that internal recalibration for a lot of us. And it might have your energy feeling kind of scattered or unfocused. And I'm really kind of getting that with this owl here. You know, they can typically like turn their heads 360 degrees. So it's like not getting lost in like the whirlwind of change. And this is also releasing any kind of rigid thinking or perfectionism we might have, or like rigid belief systems or mental perceptions that are kind of preventing us from evolving and changing. Any last advice for February and the last week of February? Any last advice for February and specifically the last week? So we got Eureka. This card's really cute. Look, there's a Ouija board. It looks like an alien abduction. The sun's rising. It came up in reverse. So I think it's just saying, don't sit around and wait for that eureka moment. It's not coming in February. Again, I'm seeing the mountains. It's reminding me of that forest imagery we saw, like getting lost in the forest. So I think it's just like, just be okay with that. Just be okay. It's just like, this is something we just have to go through in February. It's like that card we saw, the unseen. It's like just being okay with knowing that a lot that's happening is unseen. Any other messages for February? Any other messages? Anything else? Okay. So we got water has memory in reverse. And then we got these two that kind of came out together. Eye for an eye and believe in nothing that you hear and only half of what you see. Okay, I think this is just trusting in the laws of the universe, like the principles and laws of the universe, such as karma, like eye for an eye, like that everything's going to balance out. If you're giving energy to those things that you want to grow, just trust and know that that energy is going to come back to you or to those things that you're giving energy to, right? It's going to balance out. It's going to come back. You're going to somehow see the fruits of your labor. The roses are going to grow if you water them and speak lovingly to them and touch them and nurture them. That's an eye for an eye. It's like the law of reciprocity, right? But things are maybe they're not going to look that easy on the surface. So believe nothing that you hear and only half of what you see. Because a lot that's happening and working, it's out of our perception, like we said. Water has memory. I think that's just really speaking to the importance of getting in touch with nature again this month and realizing that everything's energy, everything's frequency, and it matters. Like it matters how you speak to your water. Like the study Dr. Emoto did, where he studied water under a microscope and saw that if you spoke lovingly to the water, it formed these beautiful crystals. They looked like snowflakes. And if you spoke ill to the water, it created these like distressing patterns that were ugly. So just really be mindful of your energy in February and connect with nature and connect with beauty. That's the Empress energy. See the beauty in everything. I think February is going to be really magical, guys. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up for me. Share it with anyone you think would benefit from it or enjoy it. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos and the notification bell to be notified. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much.